Hey everyone, welcome back to the Expat Brad podcast. I hope you are all well. I bet at this point you guys are all just about to take off for your summer holidays and plans, especially the people with families. You're probably excited about it. Well, I'm happy for you. Deep down, I'm not. I was supposed to be in Mexico right now for it would have been my fourth or fifth day there. And then a couple of days later, I was going to fly off to LA and San Diego, and I was going to get to watch one of their soccer, what is it called? MLS, one of their games. I planned it all. I had really good seats with my cousin, and then stuff happened. A couple of countries go to war, on the brink of war, and flights get canceled. And here I am. Now my wife and kid are in the UK, and I'm in Dubai. I'm staying here for the summer, I guess, except for some work travel. I just basically pushed away everything that was happening, and not sure when I'll replan everything again. My bank balance feels a bit better. If the silver lining or the gold lining in this whole situation, but it was kind of it's really disappointing. I was really upset because I was taking my wife and the two of us were going to travel, and I was really excited because we haven't had a chance to get away forever. I mean, honestly, the last time there's just the two of us travel was probably our honeymoon, which is sad. And I'm not surprised. I'm surprised my wife is not more upset about the last few years. Maybe she is. hmm. Uh, but it just means they're in the UK, so at least they're getting good weather. I'm stuck here, and it is hot, my friend. It is super hot. It has been hotter than usual, and Dubai is just, I think, the Middle East and climate change and blah blah blah. And just, this is the reality we live in right now, right? Anyway, that's what's happening with me at the moment. Just completed some shows and stuff, and I think summer might be a bit more lax in that sense as well. I'm just not keen on going outside. Every time I have to step outside, I'm like, is this necessary? Do I need to? Will I die if I don't? Because there's a chance I might if I go out. But here we are, and it just gave me a little bit of time to relax at least and chill out. And you know what I was thinking about was this is what got me, and I was like, I gotta do this episode. I'm talking about people, the whole 5 a.m. club. You know what I'm talking about? The morning people, the early bird gets the worm. Early to bed, early to rise. What was that, Bill? I'm not. That's the wrong name. Benjamin Franklin. I'm thinking about Benjamin Franklin. There's a saying he had about waking up early. Anyway, that's not the point. My point is the thing I want to talk about is this. There's this whole club of people who think, and I think it's just been pushed down people's throats a lot. And I believed it for the longest of time was this whole 5 a.m. club. Get up at 5 a.m. And get going with your life, and it'll mean you'll be more happy and healthy and productive, right? And I think it was easier for me to fall for it because I'm a morning person, much to my wife's disappointment. She hates the fact that I get up and I'm all chirpy and stuff, but it's the truth. And I think over the years, I don't even know what it means by morning person. I'm not grumpy. All right. I can see some people are grumpy. They take longer to start. As I grow older, I feel it a bit more, and my lifestyle doesn't really help with the whole situation as well. But here we are, and I just thought, it was easier for me to believe that is the way to be, that's the cool way to do it, and it's the right way, and maybe I just grew up with some preconceived ideas about it too. So I totally fell for it, and just because I'm an early morning riser or morning person, I'm not saying I was up at 5 a.m. at that time, but it was easier for me to buy into that concept, and I tried it for a while too. And anyone who's tried it, and if they're honest with themselves, I'm talking about normal people, they would they would be honest enough to go, no, actually, this did not help me in any way whatsoever. All right. Look, the backstory is, if you're not aware of this thing, is that it started off with a couple of books like Robin Sharma's, what was it called? The 5 a.m. Club. There was another one, The Power Hour, and all these kind of things. And they all talked about how if you get up at 5 and all these successful people are doing it, and then you had celebrities and influencers talking about it, like your politicians, Michelle Obama, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. So when they were all like, we get up at this time and we meditate and blah, blah, blah. And it all sounds really nice on paper. It sounds amazing on paper. You kind of go, yeah, this is what I need to do. I need to change my lifestyle and wake up early and everything magically will get better. And it doesn't. I call bullshit on that. It's the dumbest thing when I think about it. It's one of the dumbest things that has been pushed down people's throats. First of all, because of the fact that people have different rhythms. Let's go back a sec. The whole thing has no basis in science, all right? So when I finally started looking into it, and I was like, there is no science behind this about 5 a.m. And why 5 a.m.? Why not 4 a.m.? What is the thing about 5? Who chose that number? 5 a.m. means different things to different countries as well. And so I was like, why not 4 a.m.? Why not 2 a.m.? Why not beat everybody else and be the most productive person in the world? And it baffled me that when I was young and stupid, and I thought this is a great idea, right? But it's just, it has been pushed down our throats, but there's no science behind it. I think it's more of a work ethic thing that comes back from, what were the Americans, Protestant? They had this whole concept, and that's been pushed down. And I guess in the Middle East, because of religion stuff, it might be like there's a perceived notion that you should wake up super early. I'm not relating this to the prayer that happens around here, but it doesn't. 5 a.m. is not when it necessarily happens anyway. So this whole thing is more of a moral kind of thing of like you're superior in some way, and because it comes from people who are in, when I was talking about celebrities and stuff, privileged, and wealth matters a lot to how this can be beneficial for you, because you can't get everything. Like, you can't have if you need to do that, there are a couple of things they don't tell you. Firstly, all right, the first thing, you got to get to bed early. You can't be sleep deprived. That doesn't make you more productive, right? So obviously, what no one talks about is the fact that you need to sleep earlier, and that is not possible for most human beings. It's not about giving up stuff, and they have this thing of like you're being lazy and you're on Netflix or whatever it is that they make you want to feel guilty about. That's not true. The thing is, it's just life on a regular basis for most people. Work happens. I can't give it to someone else. I come home. Most of the time, you need chores that need to be done. You've got chores that need to be done. You might have to cook for yourself. You might need to clean up. You might need to prep stuff. You might have a kid like me who decides I'm not going to sleep till 11 p.m. tonight. My son has a regular routine, but every so often he does that to me. All right, he decides we're going to stay up tonight, Dad, and there's nothing I can do to convince him or make him fall asleep short of like drugging him or something, which I've never done, just for the record. All right. So real people have these things, and not everyone. I'm lucky enough to still have a nanny and have some support, but not everyone has the extra money to throw things and get these kind of chores done, right? So then you end up not sleeping properly. You start feeling guilty and waking up early and not being. It's a vicious cycle. Bad sleep over time can really, really affect you mentally and physically as well, right? If I'm grumpy, I start eating more. It upsets my mood swings. It obviously, the kind of work we do requires a level of energy for most of us, I suppose. Even if you're just sitting at a job, don't underestimate how much a good night's sleep will do for you. So I say we need to take back control, and anybody who goes like, yeah, wake up early and I think you need to fight for your sleep time instead, because because I think that has actually helped me do better when I'm well rested versus this weird waking up early kind of thing. All right. And it has all these other things around it that people don't understand. Like, why are people showing off? I get like, okay, I get like a CEO kind of getting up early, and I'm not, there were some good things about waking up early in general. I'm not talking about 5 a.m. Sometimes I get a little bit of quiet time when I get up, just get my brain function again, have my coffee in peace. But that, I'm not running a company, so maybe Tim Cook, I get like I don't know what he needs to invent the next phone that I will be in such a way that in spite of my best intentions I'll end up spending money on. So he's got to devise all that, and maybe he needs to make sure his workers are on it, so he needs to take out the whip on them. I don't know how Apple works, all right? So what I do know is that somewhat that's fine. Why is Michelle Obama getting up at 5 a.m.? What she needs to make a sandwich when Obama was president? No, okay, that's a horrible example. I mean, like, I don't know. Is she running a business? Maybe she is now. I don't know. There's no reason to get up at 5 a.m. What is she taking calls around the world for it? I don't get it, right? And so this whole thing just messes me around quite a bit. I got out of it at some point. I think the fact that my wife was not a morning person worked out well for me, because if she had been, we might have continued like kind of trying to do the whole thing over and over. But if you're single and you have money, if you're kind of that demographic, then maybe you can do it, and good for you, right? The majority of us have other things going on in life, particularly family and friends, and I think you need to find that balance between being whatever it is and versus just having a life that's meaningful. All right. And it's not just that. I don't want to give you the impression that just because you're not getting up, and this is exactly what I'm trying to fight off, is just because I'm not getting up at 5 a.m., I'm not ambitious or I'm suddenly lazy and stuff. And that is what they push down your throat. I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to sell products. Maybe they secretly want you a bit more tired, because then you'll spend money on bad stuff, bad food and whatnot, right? And comfort and laziness, anything to offset the deep down stuff you're going through because you're waking up at 5 a.m. for no reason. All right. And that is and that's why I'm saying, like, it's not about productivity. When the thing they push down your throat, and the thing that I was too stupid to realize, is very simple. It doesn't matter what time you're waking up. It's what you're doing with what time you have that can make a difference between you getting ahead and being more productive and getting stuff done. That's all this really is, man. Anything else besides that is complete like nonsense about a magical hour or this and that, or because, like I said, there's been no science behind it. There's sleep therapists who've done research, and they talk about, what's the word, man? I memorized the word because I thought I'd show off to you guys about my knowledge, but it doesn't matter. The whole point is, some people are not built. Their DNA, is it chronotype? Yes, chronotype. That's the word. Look it up, because what it basically is talking about is your DNA for everybody is built different. All right. And when so some people are morning people, some people are evening people, some people get their best ideas in the afternoon, and most of us get our best ideas in the shower. All right. This isn't just me saying this as a joke. It actually, I think if I remember, there was some research done around it. Part of it was because that's the moment where you just kind of relax and not overthinking. And so a lot of stuff that has been running into your head kind of connects back together. And so you have some brilliant moments of like realizations. So yeah, it has nothing to do with taking a shower at 5 a.m. That's what I am annoyed about. And I'm tired. And I think if you're the younger lot especially, you gotta like dial up your ability to read bullshit, because there's so much onslaught online about ideas and how to be productive and blah blah blah. It's easy to be taken, if you're constantly hearing the same thing, to start believing it. And I'm saying I didn't have that much of internet around me at that time. I still kind of bought into the whole 5 a.m. club because it was pushed down our throats. So don't do it. Just make sure, just read it out loud. I think being a comic really helps, and because I kind of, having done comedy for so long, I kind of like to look at the bullshit in things, and that helps me to go, yeah, this sounds crap. Even if it's stuff I've done all my life, I go, no, when I really think about it, this is stupid. All right. So that ability is good. And I say this also because generally, there's so much about uniformity pushed down our throat. We just tend to do it, all right? Human beings tend to do it. I don't think it's always malicious or planned, but we tend to push down uniformity, which is the opposite of what we are, all right? So having an autistic kid has really helped me with that. I kind of go, there's different ways for different people and how their brain functions. Learning to get my kid to do stuff has made me go, he doesn't operate, he has a different operating system. And I got to figure out what makes him tick and what he's trying to communicate to me. And it opened my eyes. My own diagnosis with ADHD has helped me be a bit more nicer about the fact that there's a whole neuro divergent species that being conscious of that fact that we're all, there is a lot more neurodivergency than we think. In fact, at some level, I don't know what is neurotypical anyway. I feel like majority of humans are somewhat divergent from each other to some level of an extent of some sort in there. And so what do? You start creating and reading these rules that work for one person, and they might be the louder ones, so they amplify that, and it becomes the rule or the belief, and it's not true for you. So you really got to question things. That is it really working for me? And that's one way to kind of figure out, no, I'm not doing this. If you're artist, a comedian, loads of normal people work better in the evenings. Practicality. I'm a comic. I do shows in the evening. I work in the improv theater. I sometimes teach late at night. I sometimes perform shows there again at night. I don't get home sometimes till midnight. I ain't getting up at 5 a.m. happy, and no way am I getting up at 5 a.m. and going, I'm going to be at the best of my abilities to be productive at things. I'll probably just grudge through the day. I don't even know, drudge, just be a slob through the day going, I did this one right thing, but the rest of my day is going to suck because I chose to wake up at 5 a.m. So that's the whole thought process I went through, and I realized you got to work, you got to figure out what's working for you, what your reality is, what practically is useful, and stop listening to these online guys pushing down the same things one person has said that worked, and then it will work for you, and they all claim I'm the original person saying it, and then it becomes a thing. It becomes a rule of law, of nature and success and everything. And life does not work that way, my friend. I just too old and have had enough failures in life and made enough mistakes to go, that's not how human beings operate, and that's not how life works. So find your own way. Some of the things that work for me personally, and this is again not me lecturing you on how to do it, I've realized sometimes it feels nicer to sleep in. Sometimes I don't want to do anything in the morning. Some days are good to just faff about. I am not, unless if you want to be, these billionaires have got you thinking about wanting to live like them. But if you do, you're going to end up as a lab rat, dying like the lab rats. Yeah. Because there's just a whole different lifestyle happening there. Anyway, that was my rant about the 5 a.m. club. I don't know what your experience has been with it, or this whole thing about waking up early and feeling guilty about it. Forget it. Go to the gym when you have time in the day. Go wake up when you need to. Find the rhythm of the day where you feel like, actually, I'm more productive. I feel more woken up and creative in these moments. I've heard these things and I never used to pay attention. I was like, oh, this is great ideas, but you really need to sit down and figure out your own operating system as well, right? And it's not to hack it and become the most productive person in the world. That again is just like this thing being forced down our throats. Just know what you want and get it done in the most human way possible. It's your experience. It's the experience you're having about life. So, I hope this, it's just a reminder for myself. So I was hoping it's a warning for others who fall for stuff. I'm gonna go back to watching some TV. I've really enjoyed recording this episode because I just felt the need to rant. Just a little update from my side. I like to talk about the pop culture stuff that I'm doing. I'm watching this show called Tracker. It's season 2. I just finished season 2 actually, just literally just a couple of hours ago, and it's the main lead is the guy from that. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the show name. They were the twins, the 3 siblings. One is adopted, and the other 2 are twins. How I gotta look this up. Hang on. I got my laptop here. I gotta look this show up because I can't. I've actually made a joke about the video. So the actor, the main lead is Coulter Shaw. That's the name of the character is Justin Hartley, and he was in. Hang on. Let me tell you what he did before. It's a famous show. What was the show called? It was called. It's not showing up. It was called. Wait, what? The show. Wait. How's it not? Whenever I don't want some stuff, like it just shows up, and now I'm like looking for something. This Is Us. This Is Us. That was the show. I'm sure you all know or heard about it. It was really good. But it's it's the good-looking guy who plays the TV actor in This Is Us. That sibling, he's in Tracker, and the show's not amazing or anything, but I like the fact that it's easy to watch. It's this mix of action. He's basically the survivalist who tracks down lost people. Kind of unique in its a fresh look to possibly the same kind of TV crimes and stuff, but enjoyable. Watch it. 2 seasons are down. That's what I just finished, and that's my recommendation if you're looking for something easy to watch in the summer. Guys, I got to run back and figure out what I'm going to do next in my life, and since I'm not waking up at 5 a.m. anymore, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll catch you in the next one. Enjoy your summer if you're heading off and not listening to podcasts in the meantime. Take care. Thank you for watching and listening.